this works.
Yeah.
Hello.
I think you said in some interview somewhere the most satisfying thing was selling out a matinee, and here you are. We are at a matinee.
Thank you.
Inevitably, we're going to get on at some point to what you just told me is your least favourite question, because it's the hardest one to answer. What's the difference between English and French cinema? We'll go indirectly towards this, but I want to ask you, what's the difference between theatre and cinema? Because you discovered theatre fairly late. You kept away from it for a long time. Then you had a sort of really, you went to the deep end, I think, with Berenice at the Avignon Festival, and you've been doing it ever since. Pinter, Pirandello, Chekhov. So when you plunged into theatre, what did you suddenly have to relearn? What was the biggest shock and the difference?
I think one of the things that appeals to me about working in theatre is the fact that you really are working as you're a small. It's group. It's a work of a group. You know, you're rarely alone on stage, and everybody sort of relies on everybody else to do what they've been told to do, or have decided they're going to do. So it's less lonely because working with just a camera can be very. It's quite isolating in a strange way, because even if you do have acting partners around, they're rarely acting with you at the same time unless it's a two-shot. So it's a sort of weird thing, and then suddenly to be on a stage with people bouncing off each other in real time is extremely exciting. The other thing that I really enjoy a lot is the writing. Obviously, you know, I've done some plays written by Harold Pinter, who also wrote a number of screenplays, and Chekhov and Pirandello. So you know, these are the greats. But it's the pleasure of working with language like that is, you know, that's it. That's what it's about. And then there's the thing about the audience. That's also quite special. That's it's such an immediate connection with an audience, and audiences can be completely different from one night to another. People always say that I worked with a wonderful actress who's quite elderly, and she used to say on Friday nights they'd laugh to see a jelly roll, and that was her thing. So she didn't like Friday night audiences. Because they change. So you're working every night with a different sort of group in a different room, and that can be very exciting as well. So I think, on the whole, working in theatre is a far more thrilling experience. It's also much more demanding physically. It's more demanding. I don't think it's more demanding emotionally. It's as demanding emotionally as doing a 12-week shoot. No one does 12-week shoots anymore. Forget that one. 7-week shoot. You know, when you're playing a leading part or something like that, that can be very taxing. But my agent always said to me, "Oh, do the play, then you can do other things in the daytime, and you'll have a lovely time." Absolute rubbish. I can't do anything in the daytime. I sort of turn into a complete sort of, I don't know, I'm a vegetable during the day, and only start to liven up at about 4 o'clock. You'll be relieved to hear.
We've just gone past 5.